Bisi was terrified. A coffin. Why? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Mama F stared into the burning incense, her face eerily calm. Because the spirits demand it, she said. Or everything will be taken from you. Bisi's stomach twisted. This wasn't what she had expected. She had only wanted money. Power. Love. How had she ended up here? Bisi grew up watching rich women live in luxury while she struggled to afford a meal. She hated it. She wanted soft life. She wanted wealth. She wanted to be the kind of woman men worshipped. Then came Chief Alabi. A wealthy businessman in his late 50s, feared and admired. He had a wife and children, but he was known for keeping young mistresses, women he spoiled with money, houses, and exotic vacations. Bisi was his personal assistant. She needed to make him fall in love with her. By any means necessary. That's when she heard of Mama F, the woman who made poor girls rich overnight. The one who could lock a man's heart. Bisi didn't hesitate. She visited the shrine at dusk. The air was thick with smoke, and strange symbols covered the walls. You seek power, Mama F murmured, eyes narrowing. Bisi shivered. Yes, Mama. I want Chief Alabi to love me. To take care of me. Mama F chuckled. There is a way. But you must never break the cycle. The spirits do not like to be forgotten. She handed Bisi a small bottle of dark liquid. Pour this in his food, and he will be yours. But every 6 months, you must renew it. If you fail. She didn't finish her sentence. Bisi didn't care. She took the charm without question. 3 days after she spiked Chief Alabi's food, everything changed. He became obsessed with her. He showered her with gifts, took her on luxury trips, and even bought her a house. She had won. But 6 months passed too fast. And Bisi forgot. When she returned to Mama F, expecting another simple potion, the old woman's eyes darkened. This time, you must sleep inside a coffin for 3 nights. Bisi's blood ran cold. A coffin, she whispered. Why? The spirits require a stronger sacrifice to keep the charm alive. Bisi wanted to run. But she thought about her luxury, her lifestyle, her power over Chief Alabi. She nodded. The first night in the coffin was hell. She couldn't breathe. The darkness pressed down on her. Then came the whispers. Soft. Distant. By the second night, the whispers grew louder. You called us. Something touched her face, but she was alone. By the third night, she was screaming silently. She felt fingers crawling over her arms, her legs. She tried to move, but she couldn't. Then, a voice. Bisi. You belong to us now. She blacked out. When she woke up, it was morning. She had survived. And the charm. It was now 5 times stronger. Chief Alabi worshipped her. He doubled her allowance. Tripled his gift. She thought she had won again. Until the smell began. It started faintly. Then, it became stronger. No amount of perfume, soap, or bathing could remove it. It was rotting flesh. People began avoiding her. Even Chief Alabi. Then came the weakness. She felt tired. Dizzy. She went to the hospital. HIV. Bisi's world collapsed. Her worst nightmare had come true. She had been played. Chief Alabi left her. She was broke, sick, and still stinking. She rushed back to Mama F. Mama, please. Everything is going wrong. I stink, I'm sick, and Chief Alabi has abandoned me. Mama F sighed. You didn't renew the charm in time. The spirits are angry. Bisi fell to her knees, sobbing. No, please, help me. Mama F's eyes darkened. The spirits are not finished with you yet. That night, Bisi couldn't sleep. Her body felt strange. Then, she heard it. A whisper. A breath against her ear. Her heart froze. Slowly, she turned. And saw a shadow standing at the foot of her bed. Watching her. Waiting. She screamed. But no one heard. Because the spirits had finally come to collect what was theirs. Bisi's scream died in her throat. The shadow at the foot of her bed did not move. It just stood there. Watching. The room was ice cold, though the windows were shut. The stench of rotting flesh grew stronger. Then, it whispered. You forgot us, Bisi. Her body locked in fear. She wanted to run, to escape, but her limbs refused to move. The whisper came again. You belong to us now. And then, the shadow rushed toward her. Bisi felt something heavy slam into her chest, and the world went black. She woke up in complete darkness. Not her room. Not anywhere she recognized. Just void. Endless, empty void. Then she heard footsteps. Slow. Measured. Coming closer. Then, a voice. A voice she knew. Mama F. The old woman's silhouette appeared, her white wrapper glowing unnaturally in the darkness. Bisi scrambled to her knees, her heart pounding. Mama, please. Help me. I don't know where I am. Mama F shook her head. You broke the covenant. Bisi's breath hitched. I can fix it. Tell me what to do. The shadows behind Mama F began to shift. Dark, shapeless figures emerged, their eyes glowing red. You abandoned them, Bisi, Mama F said, her voice hollow. You failed to renew the charm. Now, they have come to claim you. Bisi turned to run. But the moment she did, they rushed at her. Bisi jerked awake, gasping. She was back in her apartment. Sweat soaked her body. Her heart pounded like a war drum. It was a nightmare. But the smell of rotting flesh was still there. She scrambled out of bed and ran to the bathroom. She turned on the tap, splashing cold water on her face. Then she looked into the mirror. And screamed. Her reflection was gone. Instead, the mirror showed a coffin. Her coffin. And inside it, she was lying still. Eyes wide open. Mouth frozen in a silent scream. Her own dead body. Bisi stumbled back, knocking over a vase. What was happening to her? Then, her phone rang. Her hands shook as she picked it up. It was Chinyu, her childhood friend. The only person who still spoke to her after her downfall. Bisi. Chinyu's voice was urgent. You have to come to my church now. Bisi was too shaken to argue. She grabbed her purse and rushed out of her apartment. But as she stepped into the street, she felt a presence behind her. A cold breath on her neck. She spun around. No one was there. But she knew she was being followed. The spirits were watching. She arrived at Chinyu's church, panting and trembling. The moment she entered, the pastor, a tall, intense-looking man, froze. You brought something dark with you, he said. Bisi collapsed to her knees. Please. Help me. They won't leave me alone. The pastor's face grew serious. The spirits have marked you for death, Bisi, he said. But there is one last chance to break their hold. Bisi's eyes widened. How? The pastor pulled out a bottle of anointing oil. You must return to where it all started, he said. You must go back to Mama F's shrine. And you must destroy the altar. Bisi's heart stopped. Go back there. To the place where it all began. To face Mama F. To face the spirits. She wanted to refuse. But then, her phone buzzed. A message. From an unknown number. She opened it. And froze. It was a picture. Of herself. Lying inside a coffin. The same coffin she had seen in the mirror. Waiting for her. Bisi screamed. She had no choice. She had to go back. She had to destroy the shrine. Or she would never escape. That night, Bisi traveled back to the outskirts of the city, where Mama Efe's shrine sat in the deep, dark forest. She felt them following her. She heard whispers in the trees. By the time she reached the shrine, she was shaking. Mama Efe was waiting. "You came back," the old woman murmured, her eyes gleaming. Bisi clenched her fist. "I came to end this." Mama Efe laughed softly. "The spirits do not forgive, Bisi. You cannot undo what has been done." Bisi ignored her. She grabbed a lantern from the shrine's wall. She smashed it against the wooden altar. Flames erupted instantly. Mama Efe's scream was inhuman. The shrine began to shake. The ground split open beneath her feet. Dark figures emerged, screeching in rage. Bisi ran for her life. She burst into the forest, the flames roaring behind her. The spirits howled. And then, silence. She turned back. The shrine was gone. Nothing but ashes remained. The smell of rotting flesh disappeared. Her body felt light. For the first time in months, she could breathe. Bisi knew she would never be rich like before. But she was alive. She had escaped. Or so she thought. Because that night, as she slept peacefully for the first time in months, she heard a whisper. "Did you think we'd let you go that easily, Bisi?" And in the darkness, something moved under her bed. Something waiting. And this time, it was much, much closer.